Test, 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 test. Okay, it looks like it's working. Okay, it looks like it's working. I am in a long or a short since last night. The market is popping up though. We have a 9:45 PMI announcement that will hopefully provide me with some relief here. So yeah, initial push off the open, went up, broke the high by a couple points, I think maybe, and we are now pushing that high again, it looks like. So yeah, I call that an insta wick. They wicked the top up here. They came up, you'll see the wick just appear, and then they are instantly pulling it back down. I call that insta wick when they do that. And it's not necessarily a reversal sign. Some folks will take that as a sign. Oh, we just wicked here before and reversed, and oh, it wicked here again and it's reversing, and they'll jump in short right there. I don't like to do that. Yeah, it may work out, but I don't like to do that. If I'm gonna get short, I don't want to get short off of just because it hit a high and then reversed. I want to see it making lower lows. We had on this candle, we had the lower low, and they immediately reversed that back up and came up and broke the high. So to me, this is quintessential chop, and not to be taken as seriously as some folks might like to. You see a big move and it might make you feel that sense of FOMO. You might feel that sense of momentum. I want to get in with it. It just jumped up 30, 40 points, but in the NASDAQ especially, you can see 100-point chop. I mean, we've had, I don't know how many times in the past year of 5-minute candles that were 100 plus points, and it just barcoded. It just up and down, up and down, up and down, and it might make a temporary little new high or a temporary little new low. It can be very deceiving. The NASDAQ can be very deceiving. So don't just jump in because you see some momentum or you see some level break. I like to make sure of moves with be patient and see how it sets up, rather than just because it broke a level or rejected a level and came back again. Those aren't necessarily signs to jump in and take a trade. I want to see a pattern form. I want to see some kind of setup form before I start thinking that it's changing direction or extending the move, going further in the upward direction in this case. I got to see more confirmation in the price action before I assume that it's doing anything. And especially we got 645 coming up here with the PMIs. We might see a pullback before the 645 announcement, but that's actually a 945 on the East Coast. But we might just chop around here until the announcement. I mean, it hasn't really gone anywhere. This is whatever, like a 50-point range since the open, just chopping around. So not much to do here, just waiting for that announcement, see what happens on the announcement. And if the announcement quickly pops up and stops me out, oh well. It's just an evaluation here. Sorry if I'm speaking a little too quietly. My wife is sleeping. I'm trying not to wake up my wife. It's kind of hard doing the live stream thing in the morning while the family is asleep. But I just saw this short going the wrong way here, and thought it might be good to document a losing trade as well as winning trades. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's coming back down a little bit, but we got 4 minutes till the announcement. They might just pop it right back up. So. Yeah, the green line there, VWAP, they're really supporting off of that. This was support before. We had a couple of wicks here that bounced real nice off of that. And this was resistance before, so this might be a support resistance flip here. We were resisting this exact level right here earlier. And then supported here, supporting here now. So this might be a support resistance flip and then bounce back up here. I'm hoping we're gonna come down and take out this low. I was asleep when we were down here last night, so I missed out. I didn't have my trail stop set up. So I missed out on that profit taking there. But we'll see. They might get back down there. For now, though, bulls are holding it up on the VWAP. They're not letting it get below VWAP. We're still looking bullish overall on the price action. So we'll see what they do here at the announcement. I used to try to check these PMIs, see what the numbers were, see what the actual reading is on the PMI, but I stopped caring about that a while ago. I'll look at the CPI when they announce that. I'll look and see what number that is. That's usually a pretty critical number. So when they do the CPI announcement, I'll watch the actual number, see what it actually is. But no, on the PMI, I usually don't even look at the number on the PMI. It's usually not a big mover. It can be, but it's usually not a big mover. It's usually more of a small impact kind of number. Even if they label it with the red folder or the three bulls or however they want to show it, that it's a high impact, possibly high impact event. In my experience watching PMI, it's usually not that big of a deal, but we'll see. You never know. Might be one of those where it jumps up 100 points right off the announcement. And it might drop 100 points right off the announcement. You just never know what they're going to do with these announcements. Sometimes they give you a good number and the market goes down. Sometimes they give you what's a worse reading and the market goes up. You never know what they're going to do, how the market's going to interpret it. That's why I stopped looking at the number, especially with PMI. It's like you might think, oh, well, it's a better number. That's good news. Market's going to go up. No. For the market, though, the market might look at the good news and take it as bad news for the market. So I've given up on trying to understand that kind of stuff. That's over my head. It's over my pay grade. So they broke that high, wicked it immediately. That's a good sign for sellers, sort of, but it's not a convincing anything. I don't know what that PMI number was, but considering sellers didn't even start to come in here, it's looking like the market likes the number, whatever it was. So yeah, we're gonna probably get stopped out here with this one. Yeah, they're giving a nice push here. Probably gonna get stopped out. Yeah, they're right back to that yesterday high already. And ES is also there. ES is lagging in Q, so it looks like they're rotating into tech today. It looks like yesterday was the rotation out of tech a little bit. NQ fared worse yesterday compared to ES, and then today NQ's kind of leading the charge this morning. So this might be a rotation back into tech. They had some Jensen Huang, some AMD speak last night at the CES, so folks might be buying into that hype a little bit. Those guys hype up their stuff so bad. I couldn't even stand watching the Jensen Huang one. It was just embarrassing. I can't even believe the hype instead of actual useful information. They had these cartoons and robots and nonsense that you're just like, I understand they're trying to make it entertaining. I understand that, but still, like the lack of useful information is just ridiculous. Everything I saw from CES, I was checking out some of the products that people were posting up on their first CES videos, and everything I saw was just, yeah, robots that clean your pool and cut your grass. I know they got the robots that feed the dog, feed the pet, because people can't feed their pet. We got robots for everything now. It's crazy. And folks want to hype it up like it's some kind of big deal or something. It's like, man, they've been doing this for how long now? We've had these cleaning robots for how long now? This stuff ain't new. They've improved it. That's great. But CES is supposed to be about innovation and inventions and stuff like. Everything I saw was just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. There was nothing. There wasn't a single thing I saw at CES that I was like, oh wow, that's a really clever idea or clever invention or whatever. That's usually what CES is about. Usually you see some things that are like, wow. But it was just the first day. I think there's going to be more stuff opening up today, so we'll see. But yeah, what I saw posted yesterday, I was just shaking my head the whole time. This stuff is just stupid. We got tons of ideas that are more iterative than innovative. So it was not anything that I was, oh wow, I'd love to see that actually, come to the consumer marketplace. Oh, that'd be great if we could buy that at the Best Buy or whatever. I didn't see anything like that at all. Not a single thing. Everything looked pretty ridiculous. And I love the translation buds. It's like the translation has been on Google Translate for how long? You hook up your Pixel buds or whatever, your Samsung buds or whatever. It's so silly. It's silly. People are selling translator earbuds. That's their main job is translation. And I believe one of them said they had like 50 languages on it. I'm just, why would you buy a set of earbuds that has 50 languages to translate when your normal earbuds can do it with Google Translate? It's so silly. So yeah, just personally disappointed. I love tech in general. I'm not real techie geek or anything like that, but I just love technology and innovation that shows us what's possible and lets us achieve new things. That stuff is cool. There's plenty of tech that I appreciate, but the stuff that I saw so far at CES has just been absolutely dumb. It's just nothing interesting. I didn't see a single interesting thing. So yeah, it looks like we're done here with this one. This guy is gonna stop us out here. I'll go ahead and throw
filled
more, but we're just gonna stop out. Yeah, here it goes. Yeah, this should be the breakout here. They're kind of bull flagging again, and yeah, there's some orders up there that it's going for, so that's gonna probably be it there. Yeah, that's it there. We're getting stopped out. I should break through there. still going. We're done. So that's a big loser on that evaluation. But win some, lose some. I had a good run there in December, but now I've just failed like 4 evaluations in a row. I have been sizing up and letting trades
up filled.
I did it on like New Year's and New Year's Eve. I think I did a couple of evals because they got the 90% sale, and I was just like, whatever, just size it up and just take a risk and try to get some big trades here on the sale time. I've done that plenty of times, and I don't really sweat. I mean, a $20 eval, who cares? You know, it's like right there. I just didn't care at all losing the $600 on that eval. It's a $20 eval. I don't really care. So, you know, yeah, I failed like whatever 3 or 4 evals already this month. But I don't really care. It's not, you know, it's not a lot of money. It's not really killing me or anything. And you know, I knew the risk that I was taking, and that the cheap evals are on sale and everything. So, you know, I've done that plenty of times when Apex has the 90% sales. I've pushed my evals and passed plenty of times, but I've also pushed my evals and failed plenty of times too. I'm obviously failing a lot more than I'm passing. But yeah, in 2025 though, I did do better on that ratio of failed evals to passing evals. The ratio was a lot better in 2025. But yeah, so far, these past few evals since they had the sale, I did not do well. I've been getting short a little bit because we had some consecutive short days, and we've had some kind of lackluster buying after the short days. So I've been kind of leaning short. I kind of felt like we might continue the short trend. But yeah, shorts are not paying off again. Bulls keep coming back in. Yeah, I thought yesterday with the Bulls mostly moving it up in the overnight, and then the daytime it moved up a bit, but then it just kind of pulled back and just kind of bull flagged. So I don't know. I thought we were kind of going to continue the down move, even though we did set a higher high on the daily yesterday. On the S&P, the NQ didn't set that higher high yesterday, so that's why I was just kind of. I wasn't too set on the Bulls after the close yesterday. The NQ was actually kind of finishing up. Down around VWAP yesterday at the close. It just wasn't looking that strong. ES was definitely stronger yesterday. So I was looking at it like, yeah, they look like they're rotating out of tech again. And if NASDAQ goes down hard, you know, that if tech goes down hard and NASDAQ goes down hard, that can bring the S&P down. But the S&P also has those other sectors that can hold it up though. So we've been seeing a lot of that with the rotate out of tech, and NASDAQ is going down pretty strong, and then ES holds up better because everybody rotated into the healthcare or the financials, and ES holds up because of that inflow on the other markets. So yeah, it's been tough to read. It has been real tough to read because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 days straight there going into beginning of January. There was 5 days straight of down days on the ES, and then NQ had the bigger day on the reopen on Sunday. Or no, wait, was it? What is that? That's Friday. So yeah, that's Friday that they dropped it. That's right. So on Friday when they dropped it, NQ had the big drop on that day. I mean, 538 points on the NQ for the total range on Friday versus only 73 points for the total range on ES. That's a big difference. It's usually not that big of a difference between the two. just the day before that, you had 61 point day on the ES compared to a 200. What is that? About 290 points, I think, over on the NQ. So you're talking 4-1 about, 5-1 about on the NQ versus ES with total days range. And then for that Friday to go 73 points on the ES up to 538, I mean, you're talking 8-1. You're talking almost 8-1 on the range difference. So when I see those kind of divergences and how they're moving, where the NQ is moving much more than the ES, I tend to think that if they reverse it, that the reversal is going to be similar. So on that down Friday, and I saw that the Sunday was a buy up, that's what made me skeptical, because NQ didn't take back that whole Friday. ES took back the Friday and went higher. ES went all the way above the previous, what is that, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. ES got above the previous Wednesday's range. So if NQ had done that, NQ would have been all the way back up there at 25,900 again. And NQ barely got to 25,800 on that Friday high, and we still haven't gotten back up there. We're at 25,746, but ES is already up over that. What is that, Monday high, and it has been maintaining over that Friday high since yesterday. Basically, ES was closing yesterday above that Friday high, and NQ had closed yesterday like down in the middle of Friday's range. So NQ, in terms of progress back to the all-time high, is it's it's got a long way to go. It's a big difference. It's a big difference right now between the relative position on the chart compared to all-time highs. So yeah, even though NQ is picking up today and kind of leading the way compared to the ES, it's still lagging behind a little bit in the chase for the all-time high. So I'm not too convinced of any direction at this point. Looks like bulls have stepped in pretty strong since the announcement, but again, nothing. I need to see a setup, something, nothing to play off of here. I'm not going to chase this and get long on this. But yeah, I see on the hourly. I'm looking at my wife's hourly over there. The NQ is now, whatever, 50 points from that Friday high. That Friday high was right at that 25,800. So NQ is only 50 points from that Friday high, and the ES is almost 30 points above it. It looks like it's about 69.40 was about the high on Friday, and we're at 69.70. So I mean, it's pretty noticeable difference between the two right now. Right now, the book map shows orders above being stronger. We've got these higher orders above going up to that 25,800. But as you go above that, though, it's not real heavy above that. There's not a lot of orders above that, but there's not much orders down below. So it looks like if we can get up here to this 25,800 and take out all this stuff, we might see the rejection and see the return back down finally. So that was quick there. Popped up real quick there. A few points on the NQ, broke that high. So yeah, if they get through that 25,800 quickly and on high volume, and then it reverses quickly and comes right back down to like the 750 area. We got this pivot point down here at this 720s. So if we get up to 800 and then it dies out quickly and we get a high volume push up there and it rejects it, I'd be interested to see if they can close it down below this 750. We got the 750 right here is gonna be critical. They got the wick there, they got this wick here on this candle. So if they can maintain this stuff and make a quick push up to that 800, but then reject it quickly back to 50, and then lower after, if they can break down below 50, I'd be looking for the reversal there. That'd be a good looking reversal there, because they look like they're already dead set on the 800 push. It looks like it's coming. But yeah, on the NASDAQ, that 800 is right there with Wednesday. There's also a Wednesday high. We also had a consolidation right at this level here back on the Tuesday before that. They had a consolidation from right here at this 760 down to about 740. They had a consolidation in there. There's a high volume node on the daily volume profile there on that Tuesday. So could get stuck here. It might not get to that 800. That 800 has been resistance since last Tuesday. They had a few wicks. It popped up to 800 a few times last Tuesday and wicked, went back down again. So this time might be the breakout. They might break through 800, and this might be the breakout this time. But if they don't, if they reject 800 quickly again and get below that 750, I'll be looking for another short then, I think. But I'm not going to be greedy. I'm already in a deep hole. I'm not going to fight the trend hard. So if it doesn't look good on the rejection for the short off of 750, then I'll probably take a quick stop on that one. I'm already a little too deep on the day on the loss. My wife has a good long going from last night. She got long last night down at the 69.39 on the ES. She had put in a limit order down there while it was trading up a little bit higher, and then in the overnight we had the big drop down that got her entered at about, about midnight. It dropped down 11:30, midnight, somewhere around there. What is that, 11:30, I guess? I don't know what happened there. Some reason around 11:30 there was a big drop last night on the ES and NQ. So yeah, it dropped down to, what is that, about 30, 31? It's low down here on the ES last night to about 31. Yeah, my wife had left a limit entry in here in this 39. She left a limit entry before she went to bed, and so then in the late night, boom, it fills her entry right in this stuff in here as it's coming down. She took a little bit of heat, not much, only about $40. She's in for 1 micro. It's no big deal. She only trades like 1 micro. She's very conservative. That's why she's maintained her PAs for the last couple of years. But yeah, she's got a nice entry because her entry basically turned into support right here. So she got entered. She took some drawdown. They came up and they tested her entry again at 39, and then bam, 39 became support, and 39 has stayed support. So yeah, she got a good one last night. She got lucky last night. That's the thing about this. There's that luck element. You know, you can do all the technical analysis you want to, but ultimately there's that luck element to trading that you never know what's going to happen. You never know what the market's going to do. You never know when there's going to be a black swan event, some random announcement, some random policy change or policy announcement or something. You know, you just never know. So that's my personal, I guess, hesitation to hold longer trades. I really struggled with holding longer trades because of that awareness of the temperamental markets, I guess you'd call it, the volatile markets. You can be sitting on a dead chop day with nothing going on, and then all of a sudden somebody says something, and the market don't like it, or the market likes it, and bam, big jump. I remember last year when Trump announced those tariffs, my wife and I had literally just walked away from the computer to go out and stop trading and go do some errands and get some stuff done. While we're out, we see what happened, and both of us are just like, holy crap. And we were both actually glad we missed it. It was one of those, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't in when that stuff happened, because if you try, I've tried plenty of times. I did it back when Trump got elected. That election night, there was some crazy volatility in Bitcoin and the NASDAQ, and I tried to jump in and blew a bunch of accounts. I think I talked about it on my other live stream. But yeah, I had built up like 4 accounts. I was doing pretty good. I was feeling pretty confident, and I was just trying to scalp on the volatility that I saw with the election, and got absolutely wrecked. I took a big loss right away, got mad, tried to size up, tried to revenge trade, and I was using the copy trader and blew 4 accounts. Each account was getting built up pretty well. I think a couple of them were right at the payout level. I had a 250K, I had 3 150K. So I was feeling pretty good at the time. I was feeling pretty confident at the time. But it did not play out. I got absolutely wrecked trying to jump in on the volatility and just go with the momentum and just scalp the momentum in the volatile time. Nope. I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I don't really, especially on my PAs, I might do it on an eval. I might go in on an eval if they're doing like a CPI announcement, because sometimes you'll see on CPI, they like to big move up or big move down initially and then take it all back. That's been a thing I've seen a lot of times with both CPI and FOMC, and sometimes on earnings too. Sometimes when they have a big NVIDIA or Tesla earnings, or Google or whoever, they'll have a big move on earnings after hours, after the close, and then the market closes, the extended hours closes, and then they reopen and take the whole thing back from the earnings. So we'll have that close in the afternoon from 1 hour, 4 p.m. 5 p.m. on the East Coast to 6 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. here on the West Coast. When they reopen at that 3 p.m., sometimes after earnings, they just take the whole thing back. They'll have gone up, whatever, maybe 100 points or 200 points on the NASDAQ or something, and sometimes they'll just take it right back after the reopen at 3 o'clock. They'll just start taking the whole move back, and you might try to think, oh, they're going to keep taking it up or keep taking it down like they did after the announcement. Take it right back. I've just seen that so many times, whether it's CPI, FOMC, earnings, whatever. That's been a very common thing that I've seen. I've never studied it and figured the exact probabilities, but it's a high probability. It's a high probability of taking back those big moves on announcements, at least for the last couple years here. The last year or two has been a lot of take back the big moves. Make a big move, take it back. Make a big move, take it back. But the general trend of up has been pretty good since April. We've been in a pretty strong uptrend since April. I spent most of 2025 long. Almost every trade I took in 2025 was long. I just started getting short trades here at the end of December, going into January. I just started getting some short trades. This might reject here. They're kind of bull flagging, but this might reject because they're making the lower low here. If they can make another lower low and get below that pivot point, this might reject. Good morning, baby boy. Good morning. Yeah, my wife just came out. She's got a nice winner. I didn't see her winner on the NQ. She was looking at a different account, so I didn't see it play out. But she had a nice winner. She already took a winner over there on the NQ. Her TP already got hit earlier, and she locked in. She locked in profit on her ES trade. So I guess she was trading 2 evals. I didn't know. I didn't see the other one. She was looking at a different account, but she traded 2 evals last night while she was sleeping and got 2 winners. So yeah, we're looking. I think this is going back down. This is there's a lot of orders down below now. You've got not much going on. Not much going on above, and we've got orders below now, and they just did not make any effort to go to that 800. So it's looking like they want to go down now. We'll see. I'm not convinced yet. Obviously, we're pretty bullish, but the bull flag might be weakening here. If they can get it down, we got a little gap right in here with this pivot point. If they can get it down into this low volume, get below this low volume, get below this wick. This is 719 right here, the bottom of the low volume, the top of that wick. If they can get below this, this might be a short back to 700. Try and get into closing this gap back again, back down here. Like I was just saying about the announcements, this was an announcement push that took us higher. And so right now it's looking like we got a pretty good chance of taking the whole thing back. This is a bull flag though, and we're very bullish, so I would not get short. It held this gap already. It's been holding this gap, so. But yeah, if they can get down into this and close this gap, they might get down to this and close this gap. It's quite a bit of orders down there. The orders, the orders are never a guarantee, but the orders can kind of act like a magnet. They can definitely attract attention. They're stacking up pretty good down there. A couple orders over 100 when you're going down to 700. Let's see what the ES book looks like. The ES book is still pretty strong above. I got this 250 right here. This guy just came in recently. You can see the red right there just started, so that's a recent. He's probably going to get filled pretty quickly here. But 120, 136 above. You got this 130, 140. 170 up here. So yeah, not real clear, not very clear, but I'd say the downside is a little bit stronger in the near term. Downside orders are a little bit stronger in the near term, it looks like. That's this plus 06 is saying there's a little bit more orders on the buy side in the near term. These guys are strong in here. These might be people exiting. These might be guys taking profit. It's not looking like a short. ES broke the high by a couple ticks there. Yeah, Bookmap is still showing a pretty positive skew on the order book, meaning there's more on the buy side, more on the bid. There's more bids than asks. But again, that's never a guarantee. It's never a guarantee of anything. But as far as appearances, the appearance is buyers kind of struggling here, and we might be heading down to take out some stops first before they continue up. ES is kind of grinding up with a little bit higher highs, but this last 2 5-minute candle is a double top for now. But it was doing higher highs since the open. Well, not since the open, but the last few candles of since the open. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row with higher highs, and then right now this candle, the 8th candle, is basically a double top for now. Let's see if they break it here. This candle still has 4 minutes to go, so it's got plenty of time to break that high again on the ES, and NQ might go with it and break that, whatever that is. 75 was the previous high out there. What is that out there? 72? So it looks like they're going. NQ might push here with the ES. They might push that 800 on the NQ. ES might go up to that 6980. So we'll see. Are they going to turn this into a grind up, or are we going to get a rejection retracement and a pullback? Markets have been quick movement in the first 15 minutes to hour, just depending. But we've been pretty slow after about the first hour. So this might just be a grind up kind of day. It's kind of looking like that. They're not really giving us a pullback. Not really seeing anything interesting here, just possible grind up, possible double top rejection. Yeah, again, we're very slow after a quick opening push, quick first half hour of the day. Pretty slow after that again. That's been the market behavior for the past few weeks now, leading up into the holiday, and now we're kind of recovering after the holiday, and it's still just kind of not much to play off, really. Not a lot of setup opportunities. Kind of pulling back, but there's some big orders up there at 800. They've got 262 orders up there at the 25,800. So that's still a pretty juicy target. It's a pretty big target up there, and we are not making anything near lower lows. So still bullish. I don't think we had any other big announcements coming. I think they might have had a bond auction or something. I can't remember. Just checking investing.com real quick to see, is there any more on the economic calendar that might affect us? I don't exactly remember what was on there. Okay, so we've already passed PMI. Yeah. Nope. So no other announcements today, so this is just going to be pure price action. And I'm pretty sure this is bull flagging to go higher. They're not seeming interested in any kind of selling. They're not making anything near lower lows. It's looking like a grind higher. So now we're starting to get some selling a little bit. There's a good amount of orders down there. But that lower low, we need this gap. We need to close this gap here. We need to get below this pivot point here. This R1 is a pivot point. This PP is the, I don't know what they call that, the pivot point. And then this is the standard deviation, I think they call it. But we got to get below this. We're still just staying right there. ES has the gap right here on these guys. There's a little bit of a gap right there. I'd like to see ES, you got the low volume on that gap. So I'd like to see the ES get below this 67. Then you got this next gap here with low volume. So that's 62.50. That puts you right back inside of Friday. This is the top of Friday up here, the volume. That's the volume profile from Friday. So if we can get back into this stuff down in here, then I think we have the chance of, let's get back down again. But the way they're holding this up, this is looking like bull flag for a grind up. I'm not chasing the long here, so nothing really for me to do yet. So I'm just going to take a break and have some breakfast with the wife. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. It does work. Wow. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Huh. It's weird. It's test, 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 test. We're still getting levels. It's supposed to be muted. I tried to mute the desktop mic. The built-in mic should be muted. Test, test, nope. Test, test. We're still getting levels. It's supposed to be muted. Nope.
Test. 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 What the?
Test.
Oh,
Test.
that seemed to work. Okay. So I'm not sure. I hope this is working right. We're getting the pullback on the ES and the NQ that I was kind of looking for. We're still bull flagging though. We didn't make the lower low that I really need. But it's starting. There goes NQ starting to go down. There we go. So this is the test here. We got below that pivot point. We made the lower low. ES has made some lower lows. So I finally figured out how to turn off the onboard laptop mic was what was grabbing my sound. I've had these wireless mics plugged in the whole time. The, however you say it, Rode or Rody or whatever. The wireless mics were working, but the computer for some reason had default for the onboard microphone and the wireless microphone. I don't know why you'd have two defaults, but anyway, turned off the default onboard microphone. It seems to be sounding a little better. I don't know though, I've got my headphones on listening to my stream and it seems to be only in my right ear for some reason. Not really sure what's going on with this. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I have mono on the microphone. I'm going to take a break and see if I can figure this sound out.